When will that old man die? I heard it with my own ears, and the speaker.
On July 22nd, legendary musician and founder of Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, passed away at the age of 76. His death was not only a loss to rock music, but also sparked many questions about the cause of death of one of the greatest figures in music history. However, what was recently revealed in the autopsy report of Ozzy has shocked the world. The findings in this report not only change the way we view Ozzy's life, but also unveil previously unknown details, offering a new perspective on his health and death. Does the autopsy report reveal the truth about the unexplored factors behind Ozzy's death? His passing is not a simple ending, but a series of mysteries and unexplained elements that had never been addressed before. These questions now have answers through the autopsy report, and the truth has been revealed. Although Ozzy Osbourne passed away due to long-term health issues, the specific reason for conducting an autopsy became a matter of controversy. The media and his fan community were taken aback when they learned that despite Ozzy's clear medical history, including Parkinson's disease, severe spinal injuries, and the aftermath of substance abuse, an autopsy was still requested and performed to clarify the cause of death. Both his family and the authorities called for the autopsy, not only to identify the precise cause of death, but also to examine whether any unusual factors were involved. This request became more significant considering the complex health problems Ozzy had faced in his later years. Forensic doctors and experts decided to carry out the autopsy to ensure that his death was not related to any external causes or suspicious factors. Ozzy's autopsy procedure was carried out carefully and comprehensively. Forensic specialists conducted thorough checks on the internal organs, pathological signs, and any factors that could have affected his body throughout his life, from his years in the spotlight to the aftereffects of his unhealthy lifestyle. Despite Ozzy's long-standing health conditions, the autopsy revealed many things that had never been publicly disclosed before. The autopsy of Ozzy Osbourne was no simple procedure. Despite his clear medical history, including Parkinson's disease and accident-related injuries, forensic doctors conducted a meticulous investigation. They didn't just examine the organs like the liver, kidneys, and heart, but also performed deeper tests to determine the exact cause of death and whether any abnormal factors had been previously hidden. In Ozzy's case, the autopsy aimed not only to determine the direct cause of death, but also to identify any signs that might have been overlooked or not recorded during treatment. Doctors used advanced diagnostic methods such as body tissue analysis, blood tests, and brain tissue examination to gain a clearer understanding of Ozzy's health at the time of his death. However, the request for the autopsy in Ozzy's case was controversial. Even though his health issues were publicly known, there were still unanswered questions, especially regarding factors other than Parkinson's disease. Forensic experts believed these factors might have had a significant impact on Ozzy's death, which is why the decision to perform an autopsy was necessary to provide a more complete picture of his health. The results of Ozzy Osbourne's autopsies left the community stunned. The findings from the investigation not only shocked his fans, but also changed the way we view this music legend. Doctors found that although Ozzy had suffered from Parkinson's disease for many years, the autopsy results showed abnormal organization that couldn't be explained solely by Parkinson's. In fact, these signs indicated that Ozzy's body had suffered damage from other causes, possibly from drug and alcohol use or factors from his unhealthy past lifestyle. These findings raised questions about the long-term effects of drug and alcohol use and how they might have contributed to Ozzy's health condition. Doctors discovered that Ozzy's body wasn't just affected by Parkinson's, but also showed signs of damage in key organs like the liver, kidneys, and heart. These damages might have accumulated over the years of substance abuse, contributing to his physical decline in his final years. These damages may have been one of the important factors in the decision to carry out the autopsy as they directly impacted Ozzy's health in his later years. The autopsy results showed a close link between Ozzy's health condition and the lifestyle habits he had followed throughout his life. His prolonged addiction had left deep marks on his body, affecting most of his vital organs. Forensic specialists pointed out that factors like drug and alcohol use, and even the medications Ozzy had taken throughout his career, might have significantly affected his health. This also aligns with the stories Ozzy had shared throughout his life about the dark years when he struggled with addiction, mental battles, and stressful events in his career. These stresses, combined with his unhealthy lifestyle, had contributed to the deterioration of his body in his final years. The autopsy results not only revealed signs of Parkinson's disease, but also indicated that Ozzy's health had been affected by multiple other factors which might have weakened his ability to cope with health issues. Although Ozzy Osbourne had been sober for many years, the results of his autopsy revealed the long-lasting effects of addiction still present in his body. This was a shocking discovery for fans and the public, as Ozzy had long publicly shared his victory over drugs and alcohol. However, despite his success in overcoming addiction in his later years, forensic doctors found that the damage caused by years of substance abuse continued to affect his health in his final years. During the autopsy, doctors discovered signs of liver, kidney, and cardiovascular damage caused by prolonged drug and alcohol use. These damages not only contributed to Ozzy's declining health, but may have also been the direct cause of the organ failure he experienced in his final years. Although Ozzy had quit substances long ago, the damage from his past still left a significant mark on his body, leading to irreversible weakening. Doctors concluded that this damage may have occurred over a long period and gone undetected for some time. The liver and kidney damage were among the most noticeable consequences of excessive drug and alcohol use over the years. Despite Ozzy's efforts to maintain his health in his final years, the impact of his past addiction could not be overlooked in the autopsy findings. These damages seemed to contribute to the rapid decline of his health and exacerbated the health issues Ozzy faced in his last months. Another surprising aspect of the autopsy was the discovery of the long-term effects of spinal injuries Ozzy sustained throughout his career. The accidents and injuries from his past not only caused physical pain but also left deep imprints on Ozzy, directly affecting his mobility in his final years. Forensic doctors found that these injuries could have reduced his ability to move and caused chronic pain that Ozzy endured for a long time. Ozzy had experienced a series of accidents, from falls on stage to car crashes. These accidents left wounds in his body, particularly severe spinal injuries, which later became a part of Ozzy's life. His spinal surgeries could not fully fix these issues, and as a result, Ozzy lived with chronic pain in his final years. Doctors also discovered that these injuries may have affected other organs in Ozzy's body, reducing blood circulation and leading to serious cardiovascular and kidney issues. The wounds from the past were not only a part of Ozzy's health story, but they also impacted his body's ability to recover in his later years. Despite Ozzy's history of neurological conditions like Parkinson's disease, the autopsy also revealed severe organ failure, which had never been publicly disclosed before. The weakening of these organs was one of the most shocking findings in the autopsy because it showed that Ozzy's health decline was not solely due to Parkinson's, but also involved other factors he had rarely mentioned in public. The autopsy results indicated that Ozzy's internal organs, especially his heart and liver, had suffered significant damage. Doctors discovered signs of dysfunction in these organs, something that had not been previously considered. These signs were not only related to Parkinson's but also indicated a lack of overall health care on Ozzy's part throughout his life. Because of these factors, doctors concluded that Ozzy's health had endured immense pressure throughout his life. From living a stressful, addiction-filled life to suffering physical injuries, these factors combined had caused his organs to weaken rapidly. And although Ozzy had received good medical treatment, the damage ultimately led to his health decline and his passing. In his final years, Ozzy Osbourne faced numerous health challenges as serious long-lasting illnesses weakened his body. However, despite dealing with many dangerous conditions, he never gave up on life. One of the main treatments Ozzy used in his later years was Parkinson's medication prescribed by doctors to reduce tremors and help improve his motor functions. Parkinson's, a neurodegenerative disease, became an inseparable part of Ozzy's life. This condition caused him to suffer from frequent tremors, loss of control over movements, and chronic fatigue. Medications such as levodopa were used to alleviate these symptoms, enabling Ozzy to maintain his ability to move and work for some time. However, as doctors pointed out, Parkinson's treatment is not a perfect solution because the disease cannot be cured, and the medication only helps reduce symptoms, not halt the degenerative process. The main issue Ozzy faced was that the effectiveness of Parkinson's medication only lasted for a certain period and diminished over time. His body became accustomed to these medications, and side effects became more noticeable. While Ozzy could continue some activities for a short while, the decline in his bodily functions due to Parkinson's remained irreversible. In addition to Parkinson's medication, Ozzy also participated in physical therapy to maintain his mobility and reduce pain. However, following through with these therapies proved to be a major challenge for him. Chronic pain from other conditions combined with previous injuries made it extremely difficult for Ozzy to stick with his physical therapy exercises. Doctors said that while Ozzy made every effort to engage in these therapies, it was very hard for him to maintain a regular routine. The prolonged pain and fatigue from Parkinson's, along with spinal issues and the aftermath of past substance abuse, made it incredibly hard for Ozzy to maintain a normal life. Despite doctors' attempts to treat and manage these issues, his condition showed little improvement. Throughout his treatment, Sharon Osbourne, Ozzy's devoted wife, was always by his side. Not only a loving wife, Sharon was also Ozzy's loyal companion, manager, and a huge source of emotional support during his battle with illness. When Ozzy faced long periods of pain and serious health decline, Sharon was there, helping him navigate the greatest challenges. Sharon shared that during Ozzy's most desperate times, she was the one encouraging him not to give up. She not only took care of him physically but was also a crucial source of emotional support. Their nightly conversations, walks in the garden, or simply quiet evenings together helped Ozzy keep his spirits up and hold on to life. Sharon did all of this not only out of love, but also because of her deep understanding of Ozzy's health condition. She knew best the pain and difficulties Ozzy was going through and was always ready to support him when he felt exhausted. The entire Osbourne family, especially Sharon, sacrificed greatly to help Ozzy face the harsh challenges of his final years. However, it is undeniable that Sharon's care wasn't just about facing illness. She also supported Ozzy through psychological struggles. Throughout his life, Ozzy had faced many mental health challenges, from depression to feelings of loneliness and despair. Sharon wasn't just there to help Ozzy with his physical pain, but also to guide him through his mental struggles, especially when he felt helpless and broken. Sharon Osbourne was not just a wife, but also a friend, manager, and companion throughout Ozzy's long journey. Without Sharon and the family's support, Ozzy might not have been able to overcome the toughest moments he faced. She was always by his side, caring for and encouraging him through the long period of his declining health. Sharon not only cared for Ozzy, but also faced her own psychological difficulties as she watched her husband's health decline. Ozzy's children, Jack and Kelly Osbourne, were also loving and caring for their father. Although each had their own careers, they always made time to be with Ozzy, supporting him in his final months. The sacrifices made by the Osbourne family during Ozzy's last years cannot be expressed in words. Despite everyone facing their own burdens, love and family unity helped Ozzy feel that he was not alone. The whole family fought alongside Ozzy through his illness. And although the final result was his passing, the love and family connection remained the most cherished thing for Ozzy. In his final months, Ozzy Osbourne not only faced immense physical pain but also underwent profound reflections on his life. According to his personal doctor and family members, Ozzy experienced significant moments during his last days as he confronted death and found peace within himself. The revelations about his emotions and decisions in his final moments were not just confessions, but also carried a deep message about love, forgiveness, and how to face life. Ozzy's doctor revealed that in his last months, Ozzy began to reflect on his life, the choices he made, and the mistakes he had never truly acknowledged. Throughout his career, Ozzy had lived with much pain from his tumultuous career, struggles with addiction, to the physical toll of his illnesses. However, when faced with death, he found peace as he looked back at his past and realized that not all mistakes were things he needed to regret. Ozzy shared with his doctor that despite his brilliant career and his iconic status in music, he still regretted the years wasted due to addiction and the reckless actions that hurt his family and loved ones. But in his final moments, he also realized that he could find peace through the love and forgiveness from his family, especially from Sharon Osbourne, who had always been by his side through all the challenges. The doctor revealed that Ozzy made the decision to cease further treatment despite his health continuing to deteriorate. This decision wasn't one of surrender, but rather a choice to face death peacefully. Ozzy felt that the medical treatments could no longer extend his life, and he wanted to pass in peace, no longer enduring the pain or hopelessness caused by his illnesses. This was his final acceptance, realizing that nothing could change his fate. The doctor said that in his final days, Ozzy showed courage in facing death, accepting that he wouldn't live much longer. Instead of trying to prolong life through treatments that only extended the suffering, Ozzy chose to live his last days in tranquility, surrounded by the love of his family and loved ones. In those final days, Sharon Osbourne was not only a caregiver, but also a soulmate, helping Ozzy face the truth about death. The doctor revealed that the conversations between Ozzy and Sharon were deeply emotional and meaningful. During these talks, Ozzy expressed his true feelings about life, his love for Sharon, and his family. Ozzy admitted that without Sharon, he wouldn't have been able to overcome the dark times in his life, particularly during his battles with addiction and illness. Ozzy shared that Sharon was the reason he continued to fight and live. Sharon's love and sacrifice helped him find peace before passing. Ozzy's final words to Sharon were words of profound gratitude and appreciation for the love she had shown him. The doctor revealed that Ozzy's final words were not only a farewell, but also a profound message about how to face life and death. With all his courage, Ozzy left a message for his family, fans, and everyone who had followed his journey. Don't live in regret. Forgive yourself and others. Live a life that truly matters. Ozzy shared that even though he had lived a life full of challenges and mistakes, he wanted everyone to understand that forgiveness is key to finding peace within oneself. His final message was not just a goodbye, but also advice on how to live a meaningful life and face challenges with strength. The doctor mentioned that Ozzy had no regrets about his past despite the difficulties in his life. When faced with death, Ozzy realized that what mattered most was not the fame or success in his career, but loving forgiveness. His final moments were an opportunity to reflect on his mistakes, to come to terms with his past, and to understand that family love and forgiveness are the key elements in achieving true peace. Ozzy Osbourne's life was a long journey filled with challenges, struggles, and countless moments of glory. Though he has passed away, the legacy Ozzy left behind is not just timeless music, but also profound lessons about resilience, strength, and the value of family love. Ozzy's final message wasn't just for his family, but for everyone who loved him, about how to live a meaningful life and face life's challenges with courage. When mentioning Ozzy Osbourne, one cannot overlook his monumental contributions to music, particularly to the heavy metal genre. As one of the greatest icons of rock music, Ozzy contributed not only iconic songs but also became a symbol of relentless creativity. Legendary albums like Blizzard of Oz, 1980, Diary of a Madman, 1981, and timeless tracks like Crazy Train, Iron Man, and Paranoid will forever live in the hearts of fans. Ozzy's musical legacy is an integral part of popular music culture. Rock and metal artists continue to look up to Ozzy as an endless source of inspiration, and generations of music lovers continue to cherish the timeless melodies he left behind. Not only the founder of Black Sabbath, but Ozzy also left an indelible mark on his solo career, building a loyal fan community that will forever love him for his irreplaceable contributions to the world of music.